Hello.
Hello.
Hi, have you been running this week?
No, Debs, I have no running this weekend. Very relaxed. Just wind, restaurant, just walking in the park. Very normal for me. Very civilized.
Honestly, I'm so full of admiration for you, Annie.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, Dee.
Incredible.
No, thank you so much.
Natalie and I don't understand what you do. We don't understand it. We can't understand it. The running thing.
No one
Running,
understands it. Everyone calls me a weirdo. I'm like, that's fine. That's fine.
No, but that's what
I
makes
think it's incredible. I think it's. I just wish
love
I had
it.
a bit more of that. I don't know, that gene that you've got in me.
Yeah.
It's a weirdo gene.
You see, back in the old days when we were younger, people didn't do those sort of things. They didn't go running. No.
I know.
Dance, actually. We go to dance classes though, didn't we?
Love those dance classes.
Yeah.
Huh?
At the
We should
dance,
have more dance classes, in fact, I think.
I didn't go to dance classes.
No dance classes?
No.
What did you do? What did you do, dare I ask?
What did I do? No, I just didn't go to
Physically?
dance classes.
Huh?
Well, I've got to tell you a very funny story because I was a terrible dancer, but I got by, if I was in a musical. And I went for an audition once and I went into the wrong audition and it was the advanced dancers. And I didn't understand it because I usually would be able to keep up with the ordinary singers who were dancing. I was completely old. So they'd be going over there, and it was like a farce, And
Yeah.
Oh,
I think everyone thought it was hilarious.
Oh dear. I once I went
Hilarious.
to go for an audition for something. They said you're going to have to dance. I said, oh my god. They said you have to have your jazz shoes. Jazz shoes? What the heck? So I went to the what was it called? The dance centre in not
Pineapple.
Yes.
Floral Street. It was not Pineapple then. It was called the Dance Centre. And the only pair that they had in my size was literally fluorescent banana yellow. And I bought them and I went off for this audition. And they were fascinated. They kept making me dance. It was just me and Maina Gielgud, who was John Gielgud's niece, teaching me. And I was doing this dance routine behind her. And I couldn't, because it was in the mirror. She was had her back to me and I was I couldn't tell my left from my right. They just kept me doing it because... And I said, can you stop now? And all the director, everybody, they just said, no, it's so entertaining watching because you obviously have got no clue. Anyway, my son is now a dancer. My son is a professional dancer. I still don't.
Amazing.
So who have we got coming in today then, Dee?
We have got the gorgeous, fabulous, talented Francoise Pascal.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, how are you, darling? It's so lovely that you're here with us.
Oh, I'm so pleased to actually do the Wonderbirds show. I mean, I have never been on it, and I have heard so much about it. So much.
Have you?
Oh. Well, we've been waiting for you to fly into the nest for months, years, in fact.
Yes. Oh, Francoise,
It's lovely to meet you,
darling.
Oh, it's lovely, a lovely meeting and seeing all of you again, I must say. Dee and
This is my
Debbie.
first time to meet you, so it's a pleasure.
Oh, yeah. It's a pleasure being with you guys. It really is.
So what have you been doing for the last 20 odd years? I mean, that's when I last saw you.
I have been hibernating. No. I've been here and there and have been producing films and producing plays and working really, just getting a lot of things together. And at the moment, I'm doing a play. So
where?
Yeah. And that's the reason why I'm actually on your show is to be able to tell you the play that I'm in.
Tell us.
Right. Well, the play that I'm in is called My Wife Fell in Love with a Life-Size Cardboard Cutout of Ronan Keating. It's a comedy, and it has everything. It has a comedy. It is actually a drama too at the same time, and we're hoping Ronan Keating will come and see it, but I don't think so. And I played the great grandmother called Pearl. She's a bit of a drug addict because she's from the 60s. She's a 60s girl, and she's also an Elvis Presley 68 girl. And she's really cool. And she hates her granddaughter because her granddaughter her life revolves around Ronan Keating, and she keeps and her granddaughter doesn't care about anything else but Ronan Keating. So it is a funny play, guys. You should come and see it.
Love to.
It's on at the Drayton Arms in Brompton Road, 153 Brompton Road. It's a small little fringe theatre, but it is a really cozy one. And it starts at 7:30 in the morning from the 5th of in the morning. Sorry about that mistake. 7:30 at night, and it's it's from the 5th of November until the 9th of November.
Oh, it's a quick one. So who else is in it with you?
Nobody else that well not known. Only me. It's on my shoulder.
Yes, it is. On your shoulders, exactly. Well, darling, we go back a long way, don't we? Because you knew my parents and Lindsay.
I remember you when you've done so many things, but I loved you when you were a sexy student.
That's my language.
I thought you were fabulous.
It was such a wonderful series, wasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I'm just thinking about it, before we came on, I was thinking, would it today, I mean, was it very PC? It wasn't very non-PC, was it? It was all very...
Well, it was a series of those days, I mean, today will be very PC, unfortunately. And this is what my play is all about. It's about the woke society, the Generation Z, the ones that actually thinks that you're not supposed to do anything, and they're always they get so angry about somebody saying something or whatever. Mighty Language was a series of that time, that era, and it wouldn't really go very well today.
I think it's such a shame.
It was a hoot. It was
fantastic.
It was a wonderful, wonderful series to do, and we had such laugh, even doing the play. And
who wrote it, Francoise? Who wrote it? Who wrote it?
Vince Powell.
Oh, Vince, because I knew I had a connection because I worked with Vince an awful lot.
Yeah.
In later years. Well, he was such a lovely man.
Oh, I love that man so much, and it was great to work with him. And the nicest thing about it is that when I first met him, I met him at Thames Television once I was doing Rule Britannia, and he said, "Oh my God, I've got a series and I want you to play in it." And I go, what series? You know what Vince was like.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I haven't, it's called English is a Foreign Language. I go, I know that, Vince. English is a foreign language to me.
You remember David Jansen, my ex-husband?
David,
when he went to audition for Get Some In with Bob Lindsay, he went to Thames Television for an audition, and he got lost. He got lost. They sort of said, just go up there. He didn't know where he was going. So he got lost. And what they leant out of a window and he was at the bottom. And they said, where are you? He said, I'm just coming up. And then they came down and he went up. And then they went up and he came down. And the character was supposed to be his character was supposed to be exactly like that. So they went. So they said to him afterwards, after he didn't even meet them, it was all up and down and around the corners and the vegetables. They went, oh, just have the bloody parts.
That is so
Did he get the part? Did he get the part?
He didn't have to audition. They said he's perfect. In those days, you just used to get one job after another, because even if you were in the lift.
Francoise, you tell me about the movies you've done, because I remember my mum seeing you in LA.
Oh yes, I remember. Well, I did here in England. I did the movies. I started with. I'm not going to tell you the two horrible movies I did. When I was in my sort of like 18. But I will start with There's a Girl in My Soup with Peter Sellers. And the other film that I did with Peter again was Soft Beds and Hard Battles. Then I did Burke and Hare with Darren Nesbitt. And I did a film in France called La Rose de Fer, which is The Iron Rose in English, which was the film that I've done. That film is the film that shows my acting ability, and because it was me and another guy, not another guy, a guy. Two of us is a two-hander of the film, and it was shown at the BFI, which was superb, and I loved it. I absolutely adored the fact that he was shown at the BFI.
So tell us, how about working with Peter Sellers? Tell us how that came about. I mean, I can't. I mean, I know that I played There's a Girl in My Soup on stage.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen the film. I don't think it's with Goldie Hawn, isn't it?
Oh yes, with Goldie Hawn. Well, I actually went for the interview with Peter and Roy Bolting at Shepton Studio, and I arrived there, and I remember. I spoke very good English, you know, and I remember thinking, oh my God, I'm supposed to be playing a French girl, so I've got to actually, you know, an Italian. I've got to put on my French accent. And so I arrived there and I spoke with a great French accent and everything else. And all of a sudden, Peter just looked at me and, you know, and sort of put his hand on his chin. And he looked at Roy Bolting and he said, I think she'll do. And that was it. And I got the part. Excellent. I started filming. And when we started filming, it was Terence Frisbee wrote the play. If you know, Dee, you know, Terence Frisbee said...
Yeah, he directed There's a Girl in My Soup that I did.
Yeah, and then we actually waited for Peter for a month to come on the set because Peter was out there somewhere with another woman and having fun and wanted to find out whether you should be marrying Miranda Quarry. And I'm going, okay. And what do we do in the meantime? I was very happy. I was getting paid all the time.
Yeah,
I was very happy. So Terence decided to write more for me. So in the film, I'm in the beginning. I'm not the beginning, but sort of like, you know, I walk to him, Peter, and say that to my boss. And then I am in the middle and I'm at the end. I get him at the end.
Very good.
So that's waiting for Peter. What happened to me?
Thank God.
Lovely. When did you start your production company? When was that? When did you start your production company?
Pascal Productions?
Yeah.
It started a long time ago. It's actually a production company that I am going to be using for the plays that I'm putting on. I'm putting on a trilogy. The first one is about Richard Burton on his 100th birthday next year, and also on Elizabeth Taylor also. And
I used to go out with Michael, her son.
Ooh, did you?
Like show off.
Ooh, I am envious.
Do tell more.
I know. I'm really jealous too.
Yeah.
Wow. And the second one is about Heather Hopper.
I loved Heather Hopper.
Yes.
Yeah. And the third one is about Marilyn. And of the three of them, and we are, you know, it's not going to be Marilyn, but the actress is going to play Elizabeth Taylor, and the next one Heather Hopper, and the next one Marilyn's mother. So
I've got some great Liz Taylor stories, though.
Oh yeah, give it.
Yes.
Send it to me.
I have. You know, they're all, you know, from the horse's mouth, if you like.
Yeah,
But,
send it to me. I'd love to see it. I'd love to read it.
Yeah.
We'll be able to compile some of the things that we have already.
Yeah, well, exactly. But things that nobody else would know that I know.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Ooh.
intriguing.
I love that. I love that. That's
Well, when I met
great.
Michael, he was living in a squat
Was he?
in
I
Maida
thought-
Vale.
I
I
can
thought-
feel a book coming on, Debbie.
It was funny.
Yeah.
I was doing a play called Women Behind Bars at the Whitehall Theatre.
Ah,
And came in, he was at the speakeasy, and I saw him across a crowded room, and I said, "Oh my God, that's the most beautiful man I've ever seen." I mean, because he looked like her, and he had hair down to his waist, and he was just
Beautiful.
gorgeous. And
Oh.
we were chatting away. I didn't know who he was. And then I said, "Would you like to come and see my show?" And he said, "Yeah, I'd love to." I said, "How many tickets do you want?" He said, "Just one." And I thought, "That's it."
That's
And then somebody on the way out told me who he was. And I went, "Oh, really?" Anyway, he came to see my show, and he came back to my flat, and he probably didn't leave for 6 months. You know, it's one of those. But
Ooh la la.
he was a sweetheart. But there again, I suppose he didn't really have anywhere else to go. I mean,
Yeah.
she was very good because she didn't give them any money.
Mm.
But
He didn't give him any money.
no, because of the drugs, you see.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's understanding.
yeah, but I don't know if that should be in. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, she's dead, and he's bloody ancient now, aren't you,
Hey.
Michael?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
But it'd be lovely to hear some of those stories, because that would be absolutely superb.
Oh, I'll tell them to you.
We've gathered so many things, so many materials on her and Richard Burton.
Yeah.
And also it involves John Gielgud and Laurence Olivier at the same time.
Well, I can
So-
tell you one now, which you will love,
Go
which
on.
Michael told me, is that they were filming Richard Burton at her, and the kids were there in some remote part of like Mexico or somewhere very weird, and there was a huge scorpion on the floor, and they all were screaming and everything else, and she went, "Oh, for sake," went over to it, slammed it over the head with a hammer, and put it in a bucket and threw it out, and she went, "Really?" All those
That's
men,
her.
you know,
Yeah, that would be
Richard, Burton, Michael, his brother, everybody was screaming, and she was the only one. Oh, for God's sake!
oh, how wonderful. That is so,
Fantastic.
Did you-
that's so wonderful.
Did you meet her, Francoise?
Yes, I have. I met her when I was in Hollywood. When I was working in Hollywood, I met her, but
Yeah.
just very briefly, because she was a woman that had so many people around her. There was so many, she was surrounded by people.
Yeah, Michael used to say, well, she used to walk down. Where was Brown's? What, South Moulton Street?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, if she used to walk down that street, people ran out of shops giving her clothes,
yeah.
just
Wow.
giving her stuff to wear.
Well, if she walked in Beverly Hills, they would invite her in the shops, and they would give her a glass of champagne or whatever, and she had an entourage. So many people used to be around her, and and sometimes she would go, "Oh, I mean, I've seen her sort of going, oh, for goodness sake, leave me alone."
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
Right.
I mean, Michael's
Wow.
life growing up was the fact he used to walk out the door of his house, and there were, in those days, there were guys with long lenses, different sort of cameras.
Yeah.
And he said there used to be hundreds of them
Can you
outside the
imagine?
door.
Can you imagine living like this? Can you imagine? I mean, I couldn't. I'm glad I actually, when I did it in the 70s, I was quite famous, and I'm glad I had Richard Johnson, who was my partner for 11 years, and I'm glad I had him there to protect me in many ways.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could have actually, liked it, done it.
I met him a few times actually, but long after you split up. But
Yeah.
no, he seemed lovely, very charming, and all the rest of it.
He was always very charming.
Yeah.
What about you, ladies? Do you love it, or do you love the fans, or do you just like doing your craft? Do you like it or love or hate it?
It all depends when it is. I mean, I think we've all been through phases where we've all been very famous.
Yeah.
And the first time it happens is quite daunting, but then you kind of, as it goes in waves, you kind of get used to it. You just, at the end of the day, you're just a person, and people just, it's just when people recognize you and you're not aware of the fact that you've been recognized. You somehow think that you know these people
Mm.
when they come up to you and look at
Yeah,
you.
absolutely. Yeah.
It becomes second nature to you after a little while, you know. Like I used to go to London Weekend Television, and I arrived there for filming, and the moment I arrived there, first thing in the morning, you had all these people that were around the corner. They were waiting for the autograph, and so they come running to you and ask you for the autograph and all that. And then when I used to go to the restaurants, and I used to have people watching me eating, that was
extraordinary.
you know. And if I was eating a spaghetti, I used to think, what do I do now?
Yeah, no.
How do
I
I eat the
remember
spaghetti
when
with
I
these
first
people
went to
looking at
Coronation
me?
Street years and years and years ago. I was filming for 6 weeks before my episodes came out. That's how it happened. So I used to walk from the Midland Hotel to the studio, Granada Studios.
Yeah.
I used to do that every morning. And my first episode went out, and I walked down the street, and the whole street had stopped. Everybody. It's like, and I thought, oh my God, have I not put any clothes on? It's like, you just don't know what people are looking at.
That's right.
It was only when I got to the studio that they said, I said, oh my God, it's so weird. And they went, no, that's right. That's what's going to happen from now on.
Yeah,
Because,
Yeah.
you know, it
because
was
I
only
did- I did
Coronation Street
Coronation
in those days, really.
I did Coronation Street also, and I did only one episode of Coronation Street before Joanna Lumley came in, and I, you know, I mean, we were a week we were rehearsing for a week, and then we filmed it, and it was like, oh my God, you know, I mean, I was staying at the Piccadilly Hotel, and going to the Piccadilly Hotel, I mean, I'm sort of like, I had to eat in my room. I couldn't go anywhere.
I find it, I mean, doing a telly now,
Yeah.
years ago, even if you had one line, you would have the read through and rehearse every day. But now it's almost like you phone it in, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
now it's you don't rehearse anymore.
You don't rehearse.
No, you don't rehearse at all.
It's just
You
live.
just do it. You just do it.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's such a joy having you on, darling. Just so
Thank
fabulous.
you. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Now,
so much.
Francoise, I'll be in touch with you, and I'll give you a few Elizabeth Taylor
Yeah.
stories.
Wonderful.
It's
Wonderful.
wonderful to meet
Francoise,
you.
What are the
Thank you
dates
so
of your
much,
play?
guys. Thank you.
What are
are the dates
of your
again?
Sorry.
What are the dates again of the play?
The 5th of November till the 9th of November. And
Brompton
they
Bridge.
can actually get the tickets on www.rkplay.net.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Oh, we'll come and see you, darling.
Oh, please do, and let me know when you're coming, okay? Because
Of
I'll send you an email about it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay.
darling.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye, darling.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that was great.
That's a blast from the past, Ed.
Oh,
It was
she's
amazing
so
to meet her.
My mum used to adore her. She just, you know, she was so stunning. Well, she still is, isn't she?
Yeah.
And that French accent, it's like, it's melodic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the story of There's a Girl in My Suit, that, you know, because he wasn't available, they wrote her part up. I must actually work that now. I mean, having done the play, and Clive was in the first production, wasn't he?
He absolutely was, with Donald Sinden and Belinda Carroll. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And mine was with John Stride. Remember him?
How amazing.
Yeah.
God, we've all got connections to Francoise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is connected. Anyway, guys, see you
Thanks,
next week.
ladies.
Bye. Bye.